Okay, so we're just going to walk through the steps of drawing this gnarly octopus tentacle. First, I always sketch it out in pencil because I'm way too chicken to do the ink. And I'm embarrassed to say that I had to speed this up as fast as the program would allow me because I struggled getting this shape correct. But it's basically a backwards S, and you really just want to look at the thickness of the top of the tentacle to the base of the tentacle and get as close as you can. And then that little part that curves behind at the top and flips out behind, just make sure that that lines up when it follows through to that circle area, if that makes sense. And then once you get that shape correct, you're going to divide it to the top of the smooth part of the tentacle, and then where you have all these little suckers on the back side. So the suckers on the back side that I'm drawing right now, they're not perfect circles. They're organic and not even at all, and the ones on the right are bigger than on the left, and sometimes on the left are bigger, and then they're not straight across from each other, so you want to keep those angles accurate, and then it gives it more of that organic fluid shape. It almost looks like it's in motion because it's not the stagnant straight across horizontal anywhere, right? So then I'm just giving a basic outline shape. I'm not shading anything. I'm just doing line work right now. And then I'm going to get out my micro line pens, and it looks like I used a 0.25 millimeter, 0.3, and then a 0.45, I'm almost sure. In the picture that I got, you can see they've got a fine tip Sharpie. That's great to use. I just love the micro line. And I'm just doing this sketch in a journal with, regular paper. It's not thick, and sometimes Sharpie can bleed through, where I really love that micro line does not. And so that's couple reasons I use the micro line. Plus, I love having different tips. So I'm just going through and outlining, and then I'm going to add detail. I'm going to figure out what tip to use where. If I want thicker lines on the edge and darker areas, I'm definitely going to use that 0.45. And then all that little scribbly detail that I haven't started on yet, I'm going to use the 0.25. So one thing that you're not going to do is scribble in a whole bunch of different directions. When you're shading with ink, it can be tricky, so you want to make it look controlled and almost like patterned, I would say. So you're going to stick to same directions and not just scribble back and forth in a whole bunch of areas. None of the areas that I'm shading are solidly colored in with ink either. I'm not a huge fan of that look for the most part. Sometimes it looks good, but something like this, I like it because it's just a real nice contour scribbly look. So I'm just going back and forth and shading. I'm leaving a highlight to the left of, it's almost like little cylinders, right? So then they look more dimensional than flat. I let it dry, and then I go through with that beautiful kneaded eraser and I erase all my pencil lines, and then it's done. So yeah, it was fun, and it took some time, but I love this drawing.